you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this?
And I'm going to expose you for the fraud that you are once and for all. And not just as a professional fraud, but as a personal fraud as well.
And now it's time to play one of my favorite games on YouTube, the game where I often wonder why console drones talk about hardware and technology. Is it that they're just dumb and stupid, or is it that they're lying? I can't ever tell. I really can't. But to begin, this guy right here, the man who shall not be named, but we all know who he is. He claims that he did a test on his PC and it can run Battlefield 3 on medium. Now, being skeptical of this bucket welfare trash heap that he calls a computer, I ask him what kind of GPU is he running. He says an AMD 6410D. So being, you know, the curious man that I am, I decide that I want to take a look. Here it is, the Radeon HD 6410D. But the funny thing is, I couldn't find any reviews for it. I couldn't find any benchmarks for it. I could pretty much not find anything. And why couldn't I find anything? Because this GPU is irrelevant. Irrelevant. I mean, it pretty much says here that it's only capable of playing demanding games on the lowest settings, while very demanding games might not run at all. Even though it supports DirectX 11, most likely games that use it are unplayable. It's the lowest settings, are only playable on the lowest settings because every game out there using DirectX 11 is either demanding or very demanding. Meaning that this GPU is garbage. But this article does give me one thing. The performance should be pretty close to that of the Intel HD 3000. Pretty close meaning weaker, but hey, it's the closest thing we can use for a benchmark. Now keep in mind, this guy said that he did a test and he can run Battlefield 3 on medium. Yet when I go to review, and we're looking at Battlefield Bad Company 2, even at a resolution barely higher than 720p, on medium, it can't even get 30 frames per second. On high, it only gets 15 frames per second. So how do we go from I can run Battlefield 3 on medium when your thing can't even run Bad Company 2 on medium? So we'll move along, and oh my, Intel HD Graphics 3000, and we have Battlefield 3. Settings on low, 11 frames per second. Now that's on low. Now I know what you're wondering. What about medium? What about high? What about ultra? Which is funny because the benchmarks indicate that the game is not playable in the tested settings. Meaning it's not playable in low at welfare resolution, may I add, but it is not even feasible, not even benchmarkable to run the game in medium, high, or ultra. So where do we get that you can run the game in medium to this game can't even run at 11 frames per second at low at a resolution of 1024 by 768? See, that's what I like to call bullcrap. People lying about what they have, lying about their capabilities of what they have, or simply being too stupid and ignorant to know better. Now, we're going to go over this video right here. This guy has, let me zoom in as you can see, the GPU in question. He has the Radeon HD 6410D, and he's running Battlefield 3 at a whopping 2012 modern resolution of 800 by 600. Now this man has fraps enabled, as you can see at the top left corner of his monitor. Let's see what happens when he tries to play Battlefield 3 at 800 by 600 on the lowest settings. He can't even get higher than 20 frames per second. Let's maneuver it to, you know, a place where there's some action. Not only does the game look like garbage, but So where we get that you have a 6410D that can run Battlefield 3 on medium to watching a guy play this game running in the teens is beyond me. Stop lying about the crap you have and deal with it.
The cause of your unhappiness. Now, what do you hate?